And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Federal lawmakers are now considering a resolution to give an estimated $14 trillion in financial reparations to Black Americans. Some of you hate that word. Members of Congress are now debating a resolution similar to the one being proposed in the state of California and the city of San Francisco. The idea of reparations has been at the center of ongoing debate. Taxpayers against this argue they should not have to come out of their pockets for past injustices. And supporters, of course, say reparations are long overdue. Let's bring in digital political strategist Shay Jordan Smith into our discussion tonight. So when you think about the word reparations and what we're hearing, and most of us think about cash payments, checks. What are your thoughts on that?
Run them. Give me my check. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Segment over, right? No. I think that is ideal. But that's also fantasy, and we don't live in a fantasy world, right? Because it would be nice to give everybody a check, give everyone a stimulus payment of back injustices, back trauma, and all that. But that's not going to work, right? Think about this. We were promised in 1865 40 acres and a mule. 40 acres at the time went for about $10 an acre, so that's $400. Make that to today's price, you're looking at $7,000. There are 14.7 million Black Americans here in this country. Multiply that by 7,000, you're looking at $300 trillion. Joe Biden can barely get student loans repaid. I don't think he can get $300 trillion, which is only $7,000 per person. So a cash payment would be nice, but I think that reparations should come in a bevy of other ways.
And what are some of those ways? You're looking at programs, scholarships. How would you fashion the reparations other than just cash payments?
Yeah, so supporting our Black institutions, whether it's our schools, our buildings, our businesses, our companies, our people, right? Pouring into our communities, whether it's giving endowments to TSU or PV, or giving, you know, like spaces that Black people frequent, like the Shape Center, right? Building up their infrastructure, building up their programming, giving them the breadth to do the work that can be done to sort of undo the trauma that we've experienced in these past X amount of years.
And of course, to those who are criticizing, saying, look, this is from a bygone era. This is from the 1700s. I no longer had a role. I had nothing to do with that. Why should I have to pay reparations? Of course, we can go to World War II with the Japanese who were put in internment camps and they were given reparations. But for those who say this is far removed from our generation, why should we have to pay for reparations as a taxpayer?
Well, because Black people built this country, right? Our back-breaking labor literally created this country, made the foundation for what it is today. So while I'm not saying that every taxpayer dollar should go towards reparations or a cash payment or whatever these programs I'm you know, saying would be implemented, I think that it should come out of our excess as the federal government. They're spending money on all sorts of things that we probably shouldn't be spending it on, and we can put that towards building up our actual communities.
And of course, the flaky excuse is we are now a melting pot in America, and most Black people, or not most, I'm sorry, some Black people are not from slavery. You know, they may have come from another country. And so what do you say to those who say, well, why do we have to pay for individual? We don't know whose family, whose lineage, whose history came from slavery.
And that's why I'm against like an all-out cash payment, right? I think putting that money into our communities, into our infrastructure as Black people is better than trying to figure out, okay, who came from where, who is this, how much of, you know, how much of your family was enslaved. I think that's like putting that money back into our communities, our neighborhoods, our foundation is gonna be a rectification of that.
Now, even though we have these committees going on, do you think it's a reality?
I do. I think what Cori Bush has presented in Congress, that was the $14 trillion that was presented in Congress. I think she has that that plan for programming. I think she has that plan to really put in that sort of infrastructure, that building up that infrastructure that we really need to have the sort of reparations that we can kind of attain and feel.
Obviously, this is something that would take likely 9 times out of 10 bipartisan support.
For sure.
Can you see Republicans supporting something, or at least a small number Republicans having enough votes to support something like this?
A small number, a very, 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 very small number, right? And
I was trying to figure out how many varies you had.
And I don't think that'll be enough to actually get us over that threshold. So I don't know where it's going to come from, but it needs to be done at some point.
All right. Shea Jordan Smith, thank you for joining us here tonight on The Factor.